One site's nonstop fare jumped 138% after a single refresh. Totally outrageous. 8 insider tricks what you pay while seatmates bleed cash. What's the nastiest booking fee that ever ambushed your trip? At 2 a.m. on a quiet Wednesday, the Tokyo-Los Angeles nonstop I had stalked for weeks collapsed from 968 to 656. The instant I toggled the flexible date calendar, that's 312 gone in one click, 32% difference for the same aluminum tube. Airlines reshuffle prices dozens of times a day. The algorithm cares only which square on that calendar you hover over. Refusing to nudge travel dates even 24 hours means underwriting someone else's champagne. A family of 4, shackled to a Friday launch, shells out nearly $1,200 extra before passports are even stamped. Still miles from luggage fees, they board the identical jet, feeling played while the Tuesday crowd keeps the savings for gelato in Rome. The remedy sits inside every search engine's whole month or price graph view. Paint a Tuesday or Wednesday departure, set an alert, and pounce when the bar turns green. Pair that with the 24-hour US cancellation window, and you can rebook if tomorrow's dip becomes a canyon. Flexibility isn't a perk, it's leverage. Keep that cash for tapas in Seville. Last spring, a Miami nurse nudged her outbound 48 hours, pocketed $360, and upgraded to an Adriatic view balcony. She never even glanced at Economy Plus. Didn't need to. Decline the glowing PE in home currency button every single time. The so-called convenience hides a trap called dynamic currency conversion. The booking site translates Thai baht or Danish krona into familiar dollars, then stuffs the rate with invisible padding. On a London-Cape Town run last month, the platform skimmed 4% above interbank. Then the card layered on a 3% foreign transaction charge, 7% gone before wheels up. Daylight robbery. Shield the second hit with a 0FX card. But first, demand the charge stay in the airline's native currency. Let Visa or MasterCard run the math and screenshot checkout so you can dispute monkey business later. European regulation forces merchants to disclose that surcharge percentage. Quoting it on a recorded call often scares customer service into a manual refund. Stack the move with a no-markup travel card and you've sealed the leak while harvesting reward points for the next trip. That's saving buys sunset cocktails and a frequent flyer learned the rule when a Nairobi hotel slipped the conversion. A 5-minute desk duel, armed with a screen grab and EU law printout, clawed back 90. He spent the difference on a dawn safari, worth every rupee. Switching my IP to Jakarta, one Paris-Bali ticket from £877 to £759 in exactly 8 seconds. 118 saved before I'd even chosen a seat. That spread isn't whimsy. Airline engines weight fares by where they think you're buying, cross-checking cookies and frequent flyer logins. In one audit across 12 routes, prices swung 7 to 24%. Daylight robbery, travelers who click allow location bleed invisible tax. A New York couple, refreshing from the same condo, ended up $236 apart on back-to-back purchases, because one had streamed Netflix through a Singapore VPN the night before. Algorithms tagged them as price-sensitive in Asia and dished out a carrot. The other got the premium stick. Fix the game with a 3-step ritual. Open a clean incognito tab, fire a VPN to a low GDP country served by the same airline, clear every cookie, then rerun the search. Toggle 2 or 3 endpoints. Jakarta, Bucharest, Buenos Aires before buying. Clear those cookies. Start fresh. Pair the move with a Fair Watch extension that screenshots each search. U.S. Department of Transportation rules let you cancel domestic tickets free within 24 hours. So if tomorrow's VPN shuffle digs deeper, rebook, and ditch the first. Last May, a traveler in Toronto hopped between Nairobi and Lima servers until her Lisbon holiday dropped $184. She spent the difference on a sunset sail beneath the April Bridge, worth every cent. Ever notice the fare plummet when the plane keeps flying past your destination? That's no glitch. Airlines bake premiums into non-stop city pairs, then quietly dump the markup on routings with a layover in your actual goal. When Chicago-Dallas posted $422, yet Chicago-Dallas-El Paso rang up $198. Pure madness. Passengers who pay the upfront non-stop price bankroll everyone else's barbecue brisket. One family of 3 shelled out nearly $600 extra for Orlando because they feared skipping sounded illegal. Their aisle mates exited at the layover, kept the savings, and still beat them to baggage claim. Action plan. Buy the cheaper onward ticket carry-on only, and simply don't board the final hop. Carry-on only, no checked bags. Use separate one-ways so the return isn't canceled. Strip loyalty numbers and screenshot boarding passes in case the gate agent balks. Airlines frown, but US DOT confirms you're free to walk off a completed segment. Europe's EC261 is silent. Yet compensation rules kick in if the carrier denies boarding the first leg after rescheduling. Berlin Coder Max tested it on FRANYC Boston last winter, saved €210, and diverted the windfall to a Madison Square Garden Knicks game. The smile on his face sporting the U-Bahn home said it all. If even one of these tricks just saved you cash, hit subscribe and let the next fare fund itself. Imagine landing in Istanbul, only to discover the return leg, not the outbound. Ate most of your fare, paying for a phantom seat you may never occupy. On a Madrid-Doha itinerary last quarter, the bundled round trip quoted $982, while two independent one-ways on identical metal totaled $716. A 27% gulf hiding in plain sight. Same cabin, same gate. Pure daylight robbery. Most travelers tap the shiny round-trip radio and swallow that spread. Then learn schedule shifts lock both directions together, forcing an expensive reprice if one segment moves. That rigidity also blocks creative reroutes when strikes shutter an airport. Single-leg tickets can be refunded or rebooked individually, but a bundle traps you in fare jail. Build your own layover safety net. The fix? Hunt each leg separately. Anchor at a mega hub where bargains congregate, and pad at least 3 unprotected hours for self-transfer. Without that buffer, you risk self-inflicted misconnects that void compensation entirely. Budget 3-step handshake, carry-on only, print both boarding passes, lounge pass as cushion. Regulation EC261 still pays €600 on delays out of the EU, even when flights are ticketed apart, turning risk into payday. Sweeten it by crediting each carrier to whichever alliance dishes a mileage bonus that quarter. Split earn, double gain. Local transit passes often bundle into these self-crafted itineraries at half price. One travel hacker ran the play on Buenos Aires-São Paulo-Lisbon, shaved $260, then splurged on Basque pinsos during her roomy cushion. Analysts warn an algorithmic bundling surcharge could surface by 2026. Split while it's free. Fire up your credit card travel portal before trusting any fare you just found online. Those bank-run engines quietly refund the difference if another site beats them within 24 hours, yet dish 5 times points on the original purchase. Double win hiding in plain sight. Skip the portal, and you forfeit both the rebate and thousands of transferable miles. Then glare at the identical seatmate whose flight cost less and bankrolls their next adventure. Case in point, last week a Seattle-Seoul round trip showed 840 on Google Flights. Chase Travel rang up 856 at checkout, but dropped to 823 after the guarantee and kicked back 5,000 ultimate rewards. A 14-plus swing plus points worth 75, total wizardry. Sip water, savings sink in. Here's the 3-step fix. Screenshot the public fare book through the portal and file the claim before midnight. Clip any targeted coupon in the Offers tab for another 50 as statement credit. Combine that with the portal's built-in free cancellation window, often longer than DOT's 24 hours, and you hold the seat while rates settle instead of spike. Under US Regulation Z, issuers must disclose rewards value. Citing that on chat can jolt a stalled rebate alive. Plug the miles into a sweet spot transfer, say converting to Iberia for off-peak business class. Those 5,000 points bridge the gap between coach and lie-flat. Loyalty arithmetic beats sticker shock. One frequent flyer couple ran the play across 3 continents, shaved 230 total, and scored Bangkok lounge massages. The points literally paid off. Visa's rumored portal overhaul may slash multipliers next spring. Act now. 68% of travelers who click, bundle, and save never cross-check line items. Absolute madness. Holiday portals sometimes funnel wholesale hotel kickbacks into the ticket, letting them underprice the standalone fare while whispering free room. One Sabo bundle last winter asked $960 total, while the identical nonstop alone sat at $930. 30 extra bought 5 hotel nights plus buffet breakfast. Utter insanity. Families who ignore the quirk bleed twice. First by overpaying the bare flight, then by losing free cancellation on the mystery hotel, locking the whole reservation in fare jail. A sudden schedule change can vaporize both legs with zero refund, and repricing the pair often costs more than booking anew. Stop fearing the fine print. The fix is surgical. Snag the bundle only when the flight portion is lower than the solo fare. Tick pay later for the hotel, and immediately cancel lodging inside the portal's no-penalty window. Under U.S. Consumer Credit, Rule 12 CFR 102.6, any travel package with separate merchant codes must honor individual refund clocks. Quote, that if an agent hesitates, pair the maneuver with a foreign transaction waiver card and you still earn triple travel points, even on the soon-to-be-next room. Last month, one traveler from Sydney scrapped her prepaid Bali hostel within 30 minutes, kept a 220 saving, and funneled it straight into a ref diving course. Regulators in the European Union hint at forcing clearer cost breakdowns by late 2026. So milk the loophole now before transparency lands. On a rainy Madrid layover, one traveler moved 45,000 bank points to Avios between espresso sips and walked onto Qatar business class an hour later. Most globetrotters hoard credit card currency until inflation cuts redemption charts, then discover the route they eyed now costs 50% more. Two award tables leaped 15 and 20% overnight this June. Pure daylight. Total nonsense. Hoarders pay twice. First, when taxes rise while points idle, and again when devaluations gut the chart, forcing economic redemptions that still demand hefty surcharges. The seat across the aisle, booked yesterday via Partner SweetSpot, enjoys lie-flat luxury for fewer points and lower fees. Move points with purpose. Scan current transfer bonuses. Banks dangle 10 to 40% premiums to airlines desperate for cash, then pounce before the window shuts. Target programs that waive fuel surcharges on partners. Avios for short-haul Asia, Virgin Atlantic for all Nippon, Aeroplan for obscure Fifth Freedom hops. Screenshot the chart pre-transfer. Under Department of Transportation, unfair practice rules. Sudden withdrawal of an award seat after debit can trigger compensation. A 0FX card pays the taxes while earning category bonuses, effectively discounting the cash component. Breathe. Your points now fly first. Analysts forecast a cross-alliance revamp by 2027 that could collapse transfer ratios, stash only a small emergency float in bank vaults. Diego's spare miles moved on a 30% bonus day, still covered his sister's ticket home. 1 espresso, 2 upgrades, 0 regret. 8 moves, 1 journey, 100 spared, and the algorithms still lurk. Flex your dates, shield every currency conversion, split what bookings you can, and transfer points while they still buy lie-flat dreams. Keep the miles moving. Next up, we dig into the stealth cabin bag. Shrink ruling that bleeds wallets at the gate. Tap follow so that fee funds your next gelato. Not the airline's bottom line. Not financial, legal, or flight advice. Verify with official airline policy.